Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. What I thought I would bring to you today was a little review on the Stray Cat Socks Create It Yourself kit that I got a few weeks ago. I did an unboxing and a first impressions in my last video, so head over there and check that out if you haven't seen it before you watch this one. So let's dive in and see what I've done. Stray Cat Socks have so many beautiful colorways to choose from, and one of the reasons that it took me so long to pick one is because they were all just so gorgeous and I just couldn't pick. Then they brought out a colorway which was called Rescue Cat, and that pretty well made my decision for me. This is the colorway Rescue Cat, so you can see that it's got this teal color, then it's got this mustard color, and then it's got this cream color. So it's very beautiful. It's a really nice neutral colorway, so it could definitely go both genders. Now the reason that I chose the Rescue Cat colorway was because Tracy was donating 100% of the proceeds to her local animal shelter. Our baby girl, Miss Leela, who I'll insert a photo of right here, is actually a rescue cat. We rescued her from our local shelter 8 years ago. Any charity that donates to or helps out animal shelters has always been very close to our hearts. So that made my decision about which yarn to get. So let's talk about the yarn. As you can see, I'm actually finished with the striping yarn, so I've got quite a bit left, so not quite sure what I'll do with that yet, but I'll work something out. I got the Essential Deluxe yarn, which is 80% super soft merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. Now it is a beautiful yarn, beautiful. It's soft. It's lightweight, it's definitely very warm, so these will be great socks in winter. It's not itchy. I tend to react quite badly to pure wool, and this combination is definitely very nice, and it's just soft and beautiful, and I had no issues at all. The only thing that I did find with this yarn, and it was probably a combination of the yarn, the needles, and my inexperience with a more high-end expensive yarn, was that it was I found it to be very slippery in the beginning. I dropped so many stitches that I wouldn't even like to admit how many. But by the end of the first sock, I definitely got the knack of how the yarn needed to be knitted. So let's talk about... I'll pop the yarn to the side there for a minute. Let's talk about the needles. So I finished one sock and I'm just about to finish the other sock. I wanted you guys to see it on the needles before I finished. So they are bamboo needles which came with the kit. Now my personal preference in general with any needle is bamboo over metal. I just don't like the metal, I don't like the sound of it, I don't like the feel of it, so I much prefer bamboo. These were 2.5mm needles. They're quite compact, quite small. Now I'm going to bring in one of the needles of my other set that I knitted the last pair of socks with, just so you can compare. This is the one that came with the kit, and same size, same needle size. This is the one that I knitted the last pair of socks with. Not sure if you can see that too well on the screen, but there is definitely a big length difference. I much prefer the smaller size. Now that I've knitted with smaller size, I definitely wouldn't go back. Knitting with this, it just fit into my hands much nicer. I've got quite small, tiny hands, so it was definitely a better fit. I didn't feel like I was going to poke my eye out or anything like that. I wasn't going to jab anyone that was sitting next to me. It was just nice and compact. Now the other thing that I liked about this size needle, as opposed to this needle, was that I could fit the yarn and the needles into a little Ziploc bag, not a problem. So I could put everything in a Ziploc bag, chuck it in my work bag or my wherever I was going bag, and I could take it with me wherever I went. I didn't have to take my whole knitting kit with me, so a whole extra bag. So that was really nice. That was probably one of the more, that was something that I didn't expect, but it was really, really useful. And this I don't like. That's one of the reasons I don't like metal needles, that sound. So let's have a look at the pattern. I'll show you the completed sock. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it's super lightweight, but really, really warm. The pattern, I had some difficulties with the last pattern that I tried. This pattern was much clearer. I did only have one issue, which was not even an issue really. It was just, I wasn't quite sure at what point when to change from the solid back to the striping when I was knitting the heel. But I messaged Tracy and she was very prompt and very helpful with any pattern queries that I had. So she was fantastic with that. I did find that the pattern ran a little bit big and it was one size. So it was for a medium sock. I chose to leave off 10 rounds at the end because it was just going to be too big. This fits perfectly. I wouldn't want it to be any bigger, and it does actually have a little bit of stretch in it. So if I had have added those extra 10 rows, they would have been like clown socks, way too big. Saying that, if I was to do this pattern again, and I'm very sure that I will, I would probably reduce the number of rows that I did in the calf, but it does look a little bit out of proportion, but these will make very nice boot socks. I wear a lot of boots, particularly in winter, so it will be nice. It's a nice mid-length sock. The other thing that you'll probably notice is that I didn't do the cuff in the solid colour. That was just my mistake. I didn't even think of it, and by the time I noticed, I think it was actually Tracy that pointed out that you did the cuff, the heel, and the toe in the solid colour. But by the time she pointed that out, I was working on the heel, so I was not going to rip it all out. So I just went with it, and the other sock I just did it in the striped as well. And it doesn't look bad, I don't think, so I'm not too stressed about it. This is what it looks like on the needles. So it's the first time that I've actually knitted with 5 double pointed needles. Last time I worked with 3, that's just what the pattern called for, and I definitely think it's easier working with 4. It's more compact. I feel more comfortable knitting these next to someone. I don't feel like I'm going to knock anyone or needles flying everywhere. And I do like having just the smaller amount, more needles and smaller amount of stitches on each needle. So this is what it looks like on the needles. So I'm actually done with the stripy yarn now, so I need to change over and do the toe, which I'll probably do after I finish filming this video, and then I'll be done with them. So all in all, I definitely loved the yarn, and I'm really glad that I got the kit. Also for the needles, I've not found these needles anywhere near me in my local Spotlight or anything like that, so I was looking forward to getting a pair of bamboo double pointed needles so I could not use the metal ones anymore. Tracy was very helpful with every stage of the process. I will leave all of the Stray Cat sock links in the description of this video, so head over and show them some love. I'll definitely be buying from her again in the future, and that's about it. So have a great day, happy knitting, and head over and see Tracy. Bye bye.